I'm gonna start by apologizing to Tracy. So sorry, Tracy.
No
I-
problem. It's okay. No problem.
Thank you for being here.
Thank
I
you.
got caught up visiting, so I'm incredibly sorry. So we'll call the meeting to order very late, 3:24. Public comments? Nothing? Okay. Okay, opening comments. I don't have any opening comments other than I sincerely apologize, so we'll just move right along. Instructional continuity plan update.
Yeah, there's no new information. We're in progress of creating what then scenarios for each of the notes.
Beautiful.
And I'd hope to have a little more on that. We've been working on a lot of other things, but a little more on that at our next meeting.
Cool.
So that'd be nice to pull that together.
Yeah, even a rough draft of what if, and then, fine tune, but even if you have something rough, it's okay if it's not perfect.
Okay.
Attendance recovery and Saturday school, that's an update as well from last meeting.
Yeah, the main update, we really don't, and I should have changed this. The main update that we really have has to do more with the short-term independent study. I met with the clerks, so I'm gonna put a little note here. And so the growing pains on this is just the volume of absences per day and the getting the homework and stuff. So we're looking at like some different things. Can you have kind of to go kind of homework that matches? I mean, usually if you're planning for a whole week, you have stuff planned. For the teachers at the high school, it's mostly Google Classroom, but it's just kind of the three. I had Dana, Linnea, and Monique here. Heather wasn't able to come. We had Shiloh here too. And just really sharing how are they helping each other and really just sharing kind of notes about things that we need to do. So one of the things that we need to do with Meadowlark that they weren't aware is you have to change the student's program from independent study from the regular school day program. And the reason why is because independent study, when you do the monthly reports, which I can bring one next time because we just finished an attendance month, it has a list by column of each kind of program that a student's in. So you want to see how much percentage of ADA that you're getting from your independent study as opposed to your regular program. Does that make sense? So you have to go into
That was only
areas.
for the long-term independent study. It's for short-term IS also.
Yeah, and we want to track it. So we really want to track. We want to track. So one of the conversations that we've been talking about is do the attendance clerks, they're really office clerks and a records clerk. So I call them the clerk. So was just the added loaded of work. Do we need another person to really centralize and work with all three sites to help them make the phone calls, make sure the work's getting back, go back in and change areas. And so we're not really sure. We really want to track the ADA to see like how many students are we really capturing, which I think is going to be a lot. And I think it'll more than pay for that position. I mean, they would like that, but we're just not there yet. So that's the way, plus we need to track it. Like we need to be able to track, like, I'll bring one of those reports next month.
Just to track it by the attendance code, like when you put in IS.
If you don't change the program, it doesn't change on your attendance your monthly attendance report. So that's what came up at the meeting. I didn't know that either. So, I mean, you could run a report of ends.
Doing STI, so STIS has been 5 to 15 days for 100 years.
Yeah.
Not 100 years, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
5 to 15 days for that long. Why all of a sudden now do we have to put them in a different program because now we're doing 1 to 15 days?
We always have. It's always been a separate program. I know because at Vasquez, when I first came, I'm like, you know that you guys are losing a lot of ADA because your independent study students are becoming unexcused absences, and it shows on that report. I'll bring the report next time. So
we can talk about that in a different.
you want to be able to know where your attendance and ADA is coming from. So, I mean, we were able to fix that, right? Because we could see on that report that our students that were in independent study, which again, that was the 5 to 10 days then, because we didn't have this. This was like 4 years ago. the kids, they go out on independent study and it's one attendance code, and if they don't turn the work back in, then it becomes unexcused, and I think if they turn it in, it becomes an M. That gets reported on your monthly, like, the monthly attendance calendar, it's every 20 days. And this is how it gets reported for your apportionment of ADA, which is your P1, P2, P3, but it gets reported on P2. So these are our attendance clerks run attendance reports at the end of these areas, once they clear all the absences. And so on that report, it shows you if they're like special education is, if they're in special day classes, if they're in regular program, if they're on long-term, and if they're on independent study. So you can see like we have a high incidence of unexcused absences on our independent study. And I'm like, oh, that's only because we're not getting the homework back. And that's the only requirement. So if we didn't have that, we wouldn't have caught that. It's an easy thing. It seriously takes less than 30 seconds. You just go in and click. And when they come back, you might click it. So it would help us track it. But the other two schools have been doing it. It's just Meadowlark hasn't, or they haven't been doing it consistently.
Meadowlark is.
So, well, the girls want to work
Jefferson
together,
and-
so
yeah.
they're gonna help each other. So that's one of the things. It's like, oh, we need to just, at the next meeting, they're gonna cross-train each other on just their practice and just the system, right? Like, well, we're doing it this way. It was a really good, and like, it was a good conversation. They shared a lot. I mostly
Yeah.
listened.
And that's what those group meetings are essentially for, is
Yeah.
so that they can discuss best practice and what are you doing and what are you doing and how's the best way
Right.
to do this and what are we doing across the board. That's awesome.
Right, and then Kai said too that the attendance contract for the short term only needs to be signed once a year by the parent. So we didn't have to get it signed every time, which was taking them a long time too. So that was another thing that was shared at that meeting. So I would like to get further confirmation from our auditors on that. So it's on my list to do that. Because that's taking them a lot of time. It's just getting, having to chase down signatures, even if we have the online way of doing it, it still is a lot. Because there's a lot of absences. So.
But just their effort in doing that is really, really awesome.
Yeah, they're working super hard, and I don't want to put more on their plate, so I want to make sure that if we're creating more work and more ADA, we should have staff that supports that.
Especially when we have laid off staff or moved staff and taken away hours in the offices at the school sites. That's not conducive. Like, here, do more, but I'm gonna take away this and I'm gonna lay off that and we're gonna move this. And that's not fair to the
Yeah.
people that are actually at the school sites when we're taking hours away and then giving more work.
And this is more work, like this is an additional, so that's my thought is,
Yeah.
so and we discussed that too, so we're looking at that. I've already discussed it with cabinet. We haven't made a decision yet, but what I would like to do is use the attendance report to see how much ADA it is, because I think that even when, again, if this is a new position, I'm not sure if this is a position we would take to board, because it might still be a position we currently have and just would be another person, but if it was a position I was bringing to board, I would want to be able to like justify it
Yeah. for
by like, this is how much money we generate or will generate based on ADA. And our staff is working this much harder. Right? I wouldn't want to come and say, well, just because I think so. So, well,
We thought so in the ed subcommittee.
yeah,
We think so.
I think so. So that's what I have for attendance recovery as far as Saturday school. So our CT programs, Michelle's gonna come and do her slides. I'm gonna go ahead and share the slides and start. Alexa Letu was gonna come and do her slides, so I'm actually gonna move her up because her baby got a fever today, so she needed to go home, take care of her baby. So
And we actually, just because of time, and I would like to spend more time on each presentation discussion, can we just table the Acellus for next time?
Sure,
Or table one or the other, whichever one you want, table one of them.
it doesn't matter to me, it's all it's one presentation, it's kind of long. But we can easily do a Acellus next time.
Yeah, just so we can chit chat about CT. What?
I second.
Yeah, I can, I mean, yeah, I can skip those slides.
Okay.
Okay, we didn't get an art Michelle might have done an art program. Metal Art didn't do slides for us, but I know what's going on with Makerspace and the art program because I oversee those in that committee as well. So let me go to share. Alex
There you
help
go.
with this. Let's see. This right here, and then I'm gonna go to.
The slide.
I'm going to start from the beginning.
Yep.
Yeah, and I'm surprised Michelle, I know, wanted to do her slides, and I'm surprised she's not this. Someone's calling me about SST skills. Yeah, I'll have to, let me talk to it's one of our school psychologists. I don't know what it's called. I'll just see if I can find something. Okay, sorry.
That's okay.
There's, last of got metal art last minute that we're trying to change, and the school psychologist just texted me and said, hey, I know there's a meeting she needs to do because of the timeline for a request for an assessment. So I'm like, do that one. I hope that makes sense. And I don't even know which one it is, so I'll ask her. So thank you for the little distraction. So I'm going to just go ahead and share what our team put together. I know Nicole Salcedo worked on this, Tiffany Quesada, Alexa Lepp, Michelle Van Ornum. I'm not sure who else, but I know those 3 people worked on this. Oh, yeah, so Michelle. And so, if you want me to skip Acellus? Okay, so we're gonna skip Acellus. And Project Lead the Way. And these slides are pretty, I had the team make them, and they're overachievers, so I'm going to kind of scan the slides. But what's really cool about Project Lead the Way is it's a STEM program, it's a hands-on program. Vasquez now offers 3 pathways for Project Lead the Way, but biomedical science and engineering were the 2 programs we started with. Computer science started last year, and it's in the 2nd year, so this year both classes are being offered. And the computer science meets the requirement also for AP. The others fall into the category of honors. Any questions on Project Lead the Way?
Do those have a capstone or not yet?
I'm not sure we have a capstone. I did put that on here. As I don't, when I was reading through the slides that I thought they were presenting, I didn't see that, but I might have missed it. So I don't know. Like when we go through the slides, if it's there, that would be a yes, but if it's not, I'll follow up with them on I don't think that that's been created yet. If it has been, sometimes they create things, but I don't think so yet. But it is, I did put capstones on here. I know syllabi literacy is new. Of course, Acellus has grown. The art program has extended a lot. I don't know on that. So let me just highlight, I do have it on the agenda. Let me go to the next slide. So Project Lead the Way at High Desert. Oh, this is really cool because again, it's the same program, but for our middle school kids, which is really cool because it kind of sets them up either for a CTE pathway or Project Lead the Way, because kids can choose. And we have biomedical sciences, engineering, and computer science there as well. I know Michelle, I think that she started the computer science there, not last year, but the year before. So I think she had it 1 year before Vasquez did. It was through, you had to apply for a grant, and now I haven't seen her robotics when I've been there, so this may be something she's just getting up and running. It's new for 5th grade. I know she has a lot of new electives for 5th grade and 6th grade this year, and I think there's a slide on those. Questions on this? And so I do apologize for all the text on here. I know if it was Michelle, she would just be reading it and, oh wait, I think I went the wrong way. So the Paxton Patterson is the CTE lab over there, and that is in my way. But again, it's hands-on, and it's career focused, it's career technology focused. And it's next step, it's the next steps in the learning journey for the students. Again, it's also hands-on. It's skills building, and the units offered at High Desert are biomedical sciences, which include biomedical engineering, dentistry, nursing, veterinary medicine, and alternative energy. Computer science, again, CAD, which is super cool. I've seen some of those classes. design and marketing, digital audio production, engineering, including robotics, flight and drone technology, home maintenance, emergency and fire, and then culinary arts. So this year she is getting the culinary arts room up and running. She's working on, we're seeing if we can actually get ovens in there due to the venting, but they've already been doing some work in there with just like, I think microwaves or hot plates. But she's pretty excited about that. Like whenever she doesn't show up and I think she's coming, I'm worried, so I'll have to text her, because she just talked to me at the board meeting. She goes, oh, I gave you slides. I'm like, I know I saw. She goes, I'll be there. I said, okay, she's gonna present. And you know, she likes to present.
Mhm.
So and I wanted to hear too, because a lot of her electives are new this year for 5th and 6th grade. Like she created a rotation, so the kids are rotating through classes, which I thought was pretty cool. So these are some of the new electives for 5th grade. Is the CAST prep, which I without her, I don't know what that means, but hands-on science. I don't know what CAST actually stands for. Maybe California Science Standards, cursive
Yeah.
writing and newsletter, and Project Lead the Way, infection detection and robotics. I know that when the state, put back into the curriculum, the requirement for cursive writing for really K3, and we adopted, Learning Without Tears. It does go through 5, 6, and she wanted to kind of continue that, so she started that as an elective over there, so that was pretty cool. Her 6th grade or exploratory rotation includes Project Lead the Way, medical detectives, art history, and theater arts. A lot of that is being done through our art teacher who moves between Miss McWilson. She moves between Meadowlark and High Desert. And then
So will every 5th grader get all 3 of those, or do they choose?
I believe because there's 3, they're rotating through. I'm sure that they are. Because it's a wheel. I'm pretty sure she told me it's a wheel. She was gonna, and that's why I'm super surprised on here. She was going to present. So I didn't really ask her, but from talk, I'm sure it's a wheel.
Would it be better if we table, because it seems like a lot of this is,
Do you want to hear High Desert again next time too?
we don't need to. Is there anything on here that isn't, Michelle, that you were like prepared to present? I feel like we're putting you on the
I'm
spot.
sorry. Yeah,
No,
well,
not that you're not prepared.
well, I wasn't prepared to do her slides.
But I feel like if Michelle is super prepared and she wants to.
I can ask her to present at the next one too with Alexa.
Is that okay?
So you got a preview, of course.
Yeah,
Yeah, so that was a
I don't
preview.
wanna.
Well, she's gonna have a lot more
I
to
just-
share because this is her program.
Yeah, and I don't
Huh?
wanna take that away from her. I want her to be able to share the things that she's excited
I'm
about.
happy to put it on next time.
Okay,
So that was a preview, and I'll let her
Thank
know
you.
because she, like I said, you know her, I'm like, I worry when she
Yeah.
doesn't show up, so I'll be calling her
yeah,
as soon as
she's
we're done.
detailed and
Yeah,
all that.
and yes, so for the VHS, career technology pathways, they have construction 1 and 2, so that started, I want to say 3 or 4 years ago. That program has so grown. If you're ever over there, it's a great class. It's just, the kids are always engaged. It's amazing class. For engineering, there's physics and AP physics. There's Project Lead the Way, Principles of Engineering, and Project Lead the Way, Introduction to Engineering. I know the AP physics is a new addition. For biomedical, we have biology, Project Lead the Way, chemistry, and Project Lead the Way, Principles of Biomedical Science, and human body systems. And then for culinary, that program has been longstanding, culinary arts and advanced culinary arts. Project Lead the Way has been there like for 4 years now too, so that program is getting well established. The video production class and the broadcast journalism have both been there for a really long time. Digital media arts as well, digital design and yearbook or journalism. Journalism is new. This, I want to say, is the 3rd year. Mr. Mangala is doing that class and the kids love it and he really enjoys doing it. And then computer science is, that was new 2 years ago. So now we're in the one in both classes are offered this year, computer science essentials, computer science principles, and then visual and performing arts. We do have 2 VAPA classes now. So there's VAPA 1 and VAPA 2. And Miss Owens is teaching those. So that's through the arts. That's some of the things that are that are just growing district wide. And then, so this is through Acellus, but CTE, there's CTE programs through Acellus as well that kids can be involved in and enrolled in, is accounting, agriculture, electrical technology, information systems, and HVAC, which is air conditioning. And I will have, when Alexa presents, I'll have her go into a little bit more detail, she would kind of know how many kids are actually taking advantage of this on our virtual. So that would be interesting information to hear from her. And then I can ask Tiffany to share on the syllabi literacy.
Okay.
But the syllabi literacy is something I have been asking about ever since I've been here, just because I had past history with it. And so last year was the first year that it kind of got to that point. And now we also offer AP Spanish, which we weren't offering. This is the first year that we've offered it. And AP Spanish is very like reachable for students. It's a very doable class, and it's one students can often get a 4 in. So I'm excited that we offer it to our students. And so to get the syllabi literacy, there's 2 parts. There's part 1 and part 2. Students have to demonstrate English proficiency through one of the following methods. It's either through coursework, they can take the AP class, or through assessment. And then again, demonstrating proficiency in one or more language other than English. And again, through coursework or assessments. This year, Ms. Torres is offering the AP Spanish class, opening the door for 8 VHS students to obtain the syllabi literacy. Our little pictures are a little bit in the way. And the syllabi literacy recognizes a student's hard work and achievement in mastering languages. For us, it'll be Spanish, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. So if we had a student that spoke another language and met these qualifications, I know we have worked with students who were interested in this, even to take courses like in Antelope Valley, say it was a language that we didn't offer. And I know through Acellus that there's French and other languages that students sometimes take. So the VHS team also wanted to share some data with you. So A through G completion rates last year were 66% of the class of 2025 met A through G requirements. That's also one of our LCAP metrics. College credit courses, 13 students successfully completed Antelope Valley College dual enrollment. And we had 70 students who were awarded STOLs during the Night of Stars for their successful completion of a CTE pathway. This includes students who completed the pathways prior to 24-25. They were given retroactive awards. And for this year, moving forward, we have 22 students currently enrolled at Antelope Valley for dual enrollment courses, and 80 students that have the potential to complete CTE pathways, and 8 students with the potential to earn the syllabi literacy. So they're in the
And that's
process.
dual enrollment, meaning they're taking classes here that are ABC courses, not concurrent enrollment where they're taking classes at ABC.
They take ABC courses at ABC and they count for classes here. Like they get high school credit too when they're in dual enrollment. So it's not usually like their English class, right? Because they need their English class, it's part of their graduation, but they do it sometimes for elective classes or classes that they are interested in, like art class, art history. They want to start getting some college units, so they do some general ed classes that we don't offer. And so I think most of the classes they get, the dual enrollment part is that they get credit. They can get credit on their high school transcript for those courses.
Okay.
So, yeah, and if they spend a certain amount of time, I want to say it's 180 minutes in dual enrollment, we can actually gain some ADA on that as well. Which that I just found that out today I went to a PD this today on attendance and stuff, ADA. So I think that's the last slide. That would be the last slide. So I'll ask Michelle to come back and present for her slides, and I'll have Alexa come back. And I kind of do. I mean, I know I covered this stuff for Vasquez, but I really would like to have somebody from Vasquez if they could come, only because they're there. They're there. You know, like I'm not there, so I feel like I'm probably missing some cool stuff for them to present. So they asked me to present, but I'm gonna ask just if Dr. Smith could come and present for the school. Sometimes the principals come to our meetings, so I'm gonna ask, I'll ask her to come and present. So based on our agenda, that's kind of all I have. I will move forward, Acellus, and I will ask the question on capstone. I don't believe they have that actually like up and running yet. I think that it's one of the things that they're working on.
Okay,
That concludes my presentation.
awesome. Tracy, do you have any questions? Okay. All right, well, I don't have any questions. Thank you very much. And then, yeah, if we could get the presenters next time, that would be great.
We will get them. And I will let them know. So, I mean.
But I wanna see their faces.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know,
make
and
it
Alexa
happen.
can help her baby, you know, she's.
Yeah. That's
kind
important.
of sick,
I was seeing my baby too, that's why I was late.
I understand, that's fair. All right,
All right, cool. Well, then we'll go ahead and adjourn at, I have no idea what time it is,
3:50,
at 3:50.
right? Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Bye, Tracy.
Thank you,
Thank you for being
Tracy.
here.